So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be, or in other words, conquer their dyslexia? That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast.
What's happening, guys? I hope we're doing good and alright. And today I want to do a podcast episode on talking. I always do that. I knocked over my stool, or that mini table thing. Anyway, today I want to do a podcast episode about the effects of the Davis method. And what the Davis method is this dyslexic method that dyslexics use to help them with reading, help them with writing, kind of the typical stuff. But it takes a completely different, radical approach to learning English than the norm. Than the norm kind of like science-based approach, where we take one little step at a time. And this step is kind of like a one-do thing. It's kind of like taking from a completely different angle than most other theories. And anyway, I remember going on this training. So I remember spending money to go on this training to be trained to learn more about this Davis method, to be able to kind of give this Davis method to other people. And then after the program, I kind of spoke to the person who won the program, and he recommended to me to have like first-hand experience of the program, like getting it done to me. And anyway, the person at the end of this very long training that I only did the first bit, the person at the very long training doing, and I remember speaking at the podcast before about certain other breakthroughs I was having on the training about the letter R and how it was something that was holding me back and something I was disorientating on. And another thing is like how we disorientate on certain letters or certain words. Anyway, how this program kind of works, a lot of it at the first half is about education. It's not about jumping right into testing or program. It's about educating yourself. It's about like understanding how this process works so you can do the things with your brain to make it work. I.e. like when you're going through the program kind of think, but okay, there's this orientation point. What's an orientation point? I go through all these other, like, these tests and these procedures and these practices, like, to have you do that mental focus, like orientation point, this little thing above your head. Which, by the way, guys, I think it's like something that helps you activate different parts of your mind. In the program, they say it turns off the kind of like atoms and neurons of the dyslexic part of the brain, but I think that it helps activate other parts of the brain that wasn't usually activated. Anyway, have this orientation point. It's really good. Like, we all have it. All human beings have this point that they see from, or that point of imagination, and it changes depending on different activities. Like, some athletes have it, and like athletes use our orientation point, and like where they see things, they can close eyes and they can image. It's like they close eyes and they can see everything that's going on, and it's because they're using this point, this like looking point as it were, and they can change where it's looking from. And you change where it's looking from, it kind of changes your perspective, and it kind of helps you with predicting what's going to happen, with you balancing with timing and stuff. And one thing that helped with me, like if you have this point, if you move to one side and you're standing on one leg, you would fall to the other side. Like if you move it there, you would fall like this way. If you move it there, you'd fall that way. I was doing this test anyway, doing all this stuff, but the point of the program is to help you learn to read and write using this unique method, which, by the way, got created out of some dyslexic, was a person called One Davis, genius, but created this dyslexic method. And I'm coming to the end of the training now. It's actually seeing the results of it. I've got a lot of homework to do where I kind of make words, because there's another thing that I'm learning about ages ago, and I spoke about the podcast a few times, about this method when we can't picture a word. If we can't picture like and or if or about, our mind goes blank. Because our mind goes blank, we can somehow, like, this thing called disorientation and reading, we create a mental picture, like the brown fox jumped over the hedge. We create the mental image of the brown fox jumping over the hedge, and then, like, brown fox jumping, or we know what jumping is, over, kind of like jumping over something, if you actually read the word the, then we disorientate. And then brown fox jumped over the, what's the? And what we get used to is just skipping out that time, but that can create disorientation, that can create fatigue, and all this other stuff. Anyway, this isn't just me saying it or like me theorizing, but this is like legit decades of, there's a lot of people doing this, there's a lot of science behind it, a lot of stuff. Still not as widely used or widely accepted because the theory is so different than the science-based, blah, 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 boring, long time, lot of money, getting nowhere approach. Anyway, so you can kind of see what I feel like, what I think about the others. Anyway, for this approach, coming to the end. So now I'm starting to do my homework. I'm going to start reading again for like half an hour each day. And I've already read a little bit and it has improved a lot. But my God's program, I remember I took another program before in the past that I've dramatically improved it, but didn't stay there. It kind of went down a little bit. And I know how to get it back up, but I'm just still looking at it, looking at other different dyslexic methods just to see what's out there. It's just Davis one, something I want to do for a while. So I'm doing that now. And I'm gonna let you guys know how it goes. I want to talk to you guys and see what my actual experience is now. Honestly, but I'm doing it online. It's just not the preferable method because of COVID. They can do it online now, but it's not the best method to do it on. And it's interesting. You know what I mean? It's very, very interesting. One thing I absolutely love about this method more than anything else is that this whole idea about what dyslexia is, and this whole understanding of, okay, what dyslexia is and kind of the fundamentals and how to fix it. And that it's not looking at a damaged part of the brain. It's looking at this brain that's like just confused in a sense, because it's confused because it works on taking pictures and rotating its head and uses its imagination in so many different ways. And where basically it finds something it doesn't know, and then it disorientates and it creates mental images about what this thing could be, like 1,000 mental images. It's unaware it's created these images because it's the images are created in like so fast. Our conscious mind can't be aware of it, but our unconscious mind takes it in. It's like snapshots. And then because we take all these snapshots and rotate this image all around in our head to fully understand it, what we do with 3D objects, then when it comes to 2Ds like words, we try to read the word, and then we find it hard to read the word because a P upside down is no longer a P. You mean an E upside down is no longer an E. And then we disorientate, and we disorientate from letters, we disorientate from words, we disorientate from so many things that create confusion in us. And the reason why they create confusion because we try to learn it, and the way we try to learn it is we create all these different mental images. Because one thing I remember, and it's so clear in my education, I remember learning something, and I remember so certain that I've learned something. So certain, I've definitely learned so much again and again. Okay, this is this, like, this is how you spell this. This is how you spell something. I was so certain. And then a week later, I would spell it, and then someone say it was wrong. I'd be like, what? No, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't care about all the other words, but this word is right. And they go, no, you're wrong. I go, no, I'm right. I go so emotionally engaged in it. They go, no, see, look, you're right. You're wrong, I mean. Go, oh, I was wrong. It's like, oh, God, because it takes energy being certain that you're right and then being proved that you're wrong again and again and again and again. And the reason why I was doing this is because I was creating a false mental image of what this was in terms of, like, it's confusing because I know at the time you're so certain about what it is, but when you're certain, like, as a kid going through the school, you kind of think, okay, yeah, this is it. You say it over again to yourself, but actually kind of disorientate in a sense of it is. Anyway, I love this method. I love kind of like the fundamentals of it, and I look forward to guys to sort of keep on. I'm going to do some reading today. I'm going to do some reading every day. I'm going to take and also I'm going to take words. These are called I can't remember what they're called, like dyslexic words, let's call them, that we disorientate on, like words like small words, and, I, am, kind of like back, about, where we can't create mental image of it. So basically, I'm going to create mental image of the word out of clay. I've done a couple, and then kind of like look at that and make certain about it and say it, picture it. And it does like, it sounds stupid and it kind of feels stupid at times. But then when you picture it, when you say it, at the end, it kind of like, well, this isn't that stupid. It kind of feels right in a sense. So anyway, guys, that's what I'm doing, and I hope you guys enjoying. I've got some exciting things coming. I want to do coaching, start of that. I'm kind of waiting for this training to finish so I can have time to do the coaching. And I don't know when the training's going to finish because it's within a week. Within a week, I know I'm going somewhere for like 5 days. And I said I want to be finished by then. That's in a week's time. Anyway, guys, hope you're doing well. Take care, farewell, and bye.